Never have I ever not wanted to film a video before and yet wanted to, okay? This is what I'm talking about today, so we're cutting straight to the chase. I have never seen a palette and not wanted it and wanted it at the same time. When I visually first saw this palette, I was like, that is so boring. It looks like a Morphe palette. And at the same time, been so intrigued that I absolutely needed to try it to know for myself. Tati has that effect, you know? Tati, if you don't know who Tati is, I don't know how you're watching my channel, but Tati is Glam Life Guru, the creator of Halo Beauty, the vitamins, the person that is known for having some dramageddon from last year with James Charles and Jeffree Star. Tati finally released a palette. And I felt so many different kinds of ways that I just had to buy it to know for myself. Because it's so polarizing. You're going to have people that absolutely adore this no matter what, because it's Tati. She's like the Princess Diana of YouTube. You know, people hold her up to the standard and we automatically presume because it's Tati that it's going to be fantastic. I've watched a couple reviews and everyone says this was the bee's knees. I got mine on October 31st. So it was Halloween. I didn't have time to dip into it. I literally just grabbed a couple of the mattes, threw them on my eyes. But I'm literally, who am I? Okay, we're gonna pop that cheesy intro of who I am right over here. What's going on, you the tube? I am HotMessNess MUA, otherwise known as Vanessa. Okay, so I am Vanessa. Nice to meet you. Hello, if you're new here. I want to talk about this palette in detail. Originally, I was going to film multiple looks and do a whole video, and I don't feel like I need to. I already know enough. So instead of doing all that, I'm going to break down the pros and the cons of this palette. By the time I paid for shipping, this palette cost me $57. $57, and I already had in my head that this whole row right here, although it was new and interesting, was going to be useless. Because anytime a brand has ever made a matte shade with glitter, it's either been so that way it will blend better, because I have some shadows that are like that, like Luxie has some mattes that have a little bit of glitter in them, but actually once you start blending, it's gone. Or you had Urban Decay and Too Faced did a lot of that. A lot of these mattes with glitter in them, so that way you got, I don't know what. Nobody ever liked those. So when she said she was doing those shades, I was like, I need to try it myself. Because anyone that uses these kind of shades knows that once you start blending them, the glitter is gone. So to me, it was like, if there was any part of you that wanted to use these at all with a brush to blend, you might as well use these. Because it's going to be the same thing. You're going to brush away all the glitter. So I'm gonna go through each row of shades and tell you what I think about them, and then I'm gonna move on, because I have so much makeup that has come into my life and I need to catch up, but I needed to make a video on this. First and foremost, let me say this. This is a review about the makeup, not about Tati. I don't know Tati. You probably don't know Tati. So don't take anything that I say personally. If you love this palette, that is fine. That is your opinion. This is my opinion. I'm just sharing my opinion. If you hate this palette, that is fine. That is your opinion. These are my thoughts, okay? So I'm covering all of that. just to say in advance, it's just makeup, guys. I also want to say something that kind of stuck in my head. When Tati did her review video, she said that Seed Beauty was the manufacturer. And I almost wish she didn't say so. I know the sleuths out there would probably have figured it out. But when I hear Seed Beauty, even though it's a big company, right? And it makes different formulas. But they make Kylie, they make ColourPop, they make Kardashian. And I don't buy Carly or Kylie, whoever, I don't buy Kylie or Kardashian because I can get ColourPop, okay? So not saying it's all the same. She gets her own formulas. But at the end of the day, in my head, I'm like, ColourPop's pretty good. So if I'd bought all these on ColourPop, their single shadows are $5, so you can do the math, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 2 rows would have equaled the same price if you get where I'm going. So it's actually cheaper to buy the palette. Not saying exact formulas, okay? I'm kind of feeling that way. So first we're gonna start with the mattes, okay? Aura, this beautiful cream shade is fantastic. Super, super pigmented. Could totally use it to cover everything up. It blends really nicely. I like it. I'll make sure I have swatches at the end, okay? This shade Soothe, what she said for transition, as I blend it, it almost takes on more of an orangey kind of coloring on my skin, which I found to be a little disappointing, only because you have an orange shade here. I wish it would have stayed more neutral for my particular skin tone, but it's still nice. So a good shade right there. Story, nice. Orange can be blended out. These shades, especially as you get deeper, you barely dip your brush in and you have to take your time blending or it will go in too hard, too fast. And that's a pro and a con. This palette was supposed to be good for beginners as well as not beginners. And because of that, shades like Poet and the black shade Memory are a little more difficult to use, especially Memory. Memory is the blackest black I've ever used, but it is a pain in the ass to blend. It is a great shade to use as a liner. I have lash extensions, so I have a hard time using any liners nowadays because it could mess up the lashes, but Memory, the black matte, is fantastic to make a liner. But when I've tried to add it in the outer corner here to blend out and deepen up things, it takes a long time. So for me, that makes it kind of not beginner friendly, if that makes sense. The next row, the sequins shades, okay? All these. Because I have semi-hooded lids, I kind of hate them very, very much. On my lids right now, I have the Aura shade. It is the glitter infused matte shade. Now, if I was just going to use this as a matte with a brush and blend it away, it would be the same exact shade as the Aura matte, okay? So here it is. I'm gonna give it to you. Blend, 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 blend. Eventually, the glitter would be gone and it would be all over your face. So the only way I see using this shade or very many of these shades is to pat them on the lids. And I even went back to Tati's video because I was like, how do I use these? I must be screwing up. And she says to pat them on the lid. Because I have semi-hooded lids, what ends up happening through the day as I blink, I have a row of glitter all right here and it ends up all over my face. I understand that she wanted to come out with something new and interesting. And let me tell you, this bad boy packs a punch. You just Boom, 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 and look, it covers up everything. Look how vibrant that is, okay? This side I added about an hour ago. So you can see that it's not that the shadow itself fades, it transfers all up in here, and so it loses that vibrancy, and then I end up with glitter all up in here. So if you only wear your makeup for a short period of time, it's fine. If you don't mind a little bit of glitter here and there, that's fine. But 8 hours of work after I get done with my shift, I am glitterful all right here. So if I'm willing to pack this with me at work and reapply just onto my lids, I can keep that look, but then I'm reapplying makeup, eye makeup at that at work, and that doesn't seem very beginner friendly if you ask me. Now, using something like this beautiful shade Poet in the Sequins, I can add that here, but the only way to really get it is with your finger. And if you place the finger wrong, say you go down a little bit too far, it's hard to get rid of. And then you've got slightly pinky stained finger. I mean, it does come off, but I'm gonna need some soap and water and whatnot. So again, it's not that I could just redo that real quick. Now this beautiful one, Memory, the blackened one, again, gorgeous, right? But you gotta put it on with your finger, and then it's not gonna blend perfectly. Then you gotta go in and try to blend it, and then you've lost the glitter. And it's so pigmented that I just smeared it into here. Does that make sense? I hope that's making sense for you guys. So as much as I love the idea and concept behind what's going on here, in a way, this row to me is useless. It's beautiful and it's fun and it would be great for short term, but you really have to take your time if you're applying the Memory or the Poet shades in the outer part, because look, I just smeared all the black and I can't really blend it with the brush because then I lose the glitter, so then I'd have to reapply it again, and then it's just like, what happened? So on to the metallic shades. They are very beautiful. They're simply pretty, smooth, metallic shades, which I believe we can get this from all kinds of other brands, okay? The Poet shade is a really pretty duochrome. Again, smooth, pretty, it's nice. And the Memory one is a little chunkier, a little more glittery, so you could keep that same effect. But, you know, it's not life-changing. I know I have this kind of stuff. Then you're getting more into that glitter territory. So onto the pressed glitters. I have almost every ColourPop pressed glitter, and these don't feel any different to me. In her swatch videos, I've seen her do it where it's like, oh look, it's all off the skin. But look, it's still on mine. Maybe my fingers work different than other people's. I don't know. But I'm not saying Tati's a liar. I'm just saying maybe I have
textured fingertips.
So let's just grab another one. Let's try this one, the Soothe one. And I like pressed glitter, so I am about that. See, still stuck on my finger. It's pressed glitter. It's what you do. Now, if you want your pressed glitter to stick on your face, even though these ones kind of have an adhesive in them, you'd have to use a glitter glue or some kind of primer to keep it on there. You could push it on, which I've done before. I had a girlfriend at work the other night, and I literally just popped some right here. It will travel on you a little bit, but it's still cute, right? Still cute. Let's just take the Memory one. Pop that right on top. So you could just decide to let makeup go and be kind of quick about it and not be drama and still have fun with it. but you'd have to use something if you wanted to keep it still. And if you are someone with even remotely aging, semi-hooded lids, this shit is gonna be everywhere. Now, I have heard people say you can go for a look. I heard somebody else say you could make a smoky eye, just like that. You tell me how long you'll be blending in order to make a smoky eye out of that. And honestly, I don't really know how you would do so. So say you decided to go in and spend the rest of your life blending that shade. Then you could take, I guess, Sequins and pounce it off onto the side. And then you could take your metallic and pop it over here. But it's just so much glittery mess. I would not make a row with any of these. I wouldn't go up, and maybe this one. I tried something with this one, just wasn't really getting the effect. Poet is one of the most interesting and fun ones. And one of the pros I'd have to say about this palette after using it so much is that the mattes do blend together and you can mix them to make new colors. And mattes don't always like work together so well like that, but these ones really do. It kind of reminds me of Viseart in that way. Let's give you an example, shall we? I'm gonna take a fluffy Wayne Goss and I'm gonna show you Poet on its own. And you could see you could just build it up, right? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'll show you Aura. Okay, real nice pinky tone. Then if you mix them together, you get a nice new color. And that, I have to say, is so nice about this palette. And one of the reasons why I wouldn't just pass this off to somebody else, you know? Again, I want to love the sequin shades. I just cannot make them work. I've even tried wetting my eyelid a little bit and then putting the matte down, which I would never really do to try to make it work. I love the idea behind it. It just doesn't work for me. So let's just take a little bit of Story, which is the orange, and a little bit of Soothe, which is the light brown. Mix them together and you get a really pretty, you know, brownie orange. So by that, you can really get more versatility out of the matte shades. And for that, I do love. It's nice. The only one that I have a problem with is adding memory to anything. Once you start doing that, it is a great deepening shade, but it's just so pigmented, it's hard to blend. As far as the packaging goes, it's soft matte. You can see that I've already done some damage to this palette with my fingertips. So I wouldn't be presenting this as the books unless you got the PR, which I did not. So this is not a visually friendly, but it's good for storing. The soft matte texture does feel nice. It is sturdy. And the mirror on this bad boy is gorgeous. I mean, it is a nice mirror. But those aren't usually selling points for me. It's like, oh, that's nice. And I could understand something be a little more expensive because of it. But it's not like the end game for me. What can I say about this? I got glitter everywhere. I love glitter. I like pressed glitter. So if you hate pressed glitter, and you're not a fan of glitter at all, really, then 2 of these rows are useless for you. And you can get really nice shimmers and really nice mattes from all kinds of companies. If you are someone that wants makeup that won't let you down, but you're not overly, you don't care so much if you got glitter haphazardly, if it doesn't have to be placed in the right locations all the time, you might like this palette. If you are a stan, you'll love it no matter what, because that's what I've been seeing on the interweb. I don't know, guys. I haven't dove this into a palette in a long time to really see how I feel. And I felt like I was being a little salty, or maybe I just didn't know how to do makeup. But this palette is not, it's not the bee's knees to me. I have not decided again what I'm gonna do with it yet. I mean, maybe I just need to watch more of the interweb to figure out my life, you know? But this is, see how pretty that aura shade with the sequins is? I think that's the thing that made me the most angry about this palette. It was like, oh, that's so pretty. And I popped this thing on and I'm like, that's so nice. Look at that. But if you get real close to my face, you can see all of this glitter right up in here. And that's all from the aura shade collecting into Poet where I blended. And that, I mean, it's okay. It looks like I did a halo eye. It's fine. But is that what she intended? And I almost feel like this palette was supposed to be for me. You know, Tati created a brand and I'm like a Tati with less money. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're the same age-ish. I think I might be a year older. Neutral and purple, and I like those things too. She likes glitter, isn't afraid of pressed glitter, all of those things. But at the end of the day, if you have some color pop that you like and some neutral palettes, I don't feel like you're missing out on the world's best palette, okay? I think she did a good job. I don't see how the sequence shades work unless you're somebody that doesn't have hooded eyes or semi-hooded or aging. So, or if you don't care. If you don't care where your glitter goes, that's fine. Should I show you guys how the black gets crazy? I don't know. Do I need to? I don't think so. You just gotta take my word for it. I've been using this palette almost every day when I'm putting on eyeshadow since the 31st, and now it's like the 11th. So it's been 10 days of using this palette. I've taken the shimmers and just run it over. There is a quickness to this. But the sequins row, even though I want to love it because I love glitter, it's a whole row of almost pointless. I mean, it could be accentuated little, you know, you could kind of, but the minute that you rely on a finger, see if I was just trying to, the minute that you rely on a finger to get things done, girl, it's over. Let's see, I'm done. I'm done with that. Done with that. Wayne Goss said that you can just do your eye makeup first. So maybe that'll work for you. I don't know. That's my review of Tati Beauty as a whole. If you actually want to see me do, some actual looks with this palette, here's a look. You get what I'm saying. It's not the one. That damn row. I wanted to love that row. I wanted to, but I do love pressed glitter, so I will reach for these. I think I have this one with Color Pop though, like something very similar. I think I do. Here's some swatches. Starting with the packaging, I wanted to show you how well this like beehive, I don't know what you call this, but it was packaged very well and the product came safe. The back of the packaging very simply states how much is in each eyeshadow, whether it be glitter or whatnot. And then here's an up close of the palette, starting with the mattes. You know that they're all named the same thing with the exception of whether it's matte or sequins. So you have Poet, Aura, Soothe, Story, Ritual, and Memory in the mattes. And this is the swatch and then built up for opacity so you could see the true color. Okay, on to the sequence row. I wanted to show you guys, when you first look at it, you can't really see anything special, and then you start tilting the palette and then they just pop. Oh, sequins, how I love and hate thee. But, wow. Anyway, so on to the swatches. I tried to give you some different lighting so you could really see how they grab the light and sparkle and how each shade has a different kind of glitter infused into it. How I wish these worked for me. And then just some more lighting, really getting up close to some of those special shades like the Black Memory shade. and a little up-close fingertip swatches of Poet, Aura, and Memory. I just wanted to show you those reflex. Now on to the metallic row. These are very, very smooth with the exception of the Memory one. You can see when I tilt the pan, but Poet, Aura, Soothe, Story, and Ritual in the metallics are very smooth. And then the Memory one has the chunky glitter in it, but it just is a stunner in a swatch. It does leave a bit of the black base behind though. The pressed glitters, I just tapped my hand into the pan, slid down, and then built up for opacity. Poet is this beautiful pink, and then when you look closely, there are little flecks of like purple violet in it. The Aura shade is like a rainbow. And then Soothe is champagne. Story is more of a copper. And then Ritual is actually thicker. It's like more color than the other ones. And then with the Memory shade, it's got like a gunmetal, and you can see the flecks of silver. Very, very pretty glitters. All right, guys, try to be gentle with me in the comment section. I've seen what people do to YouTubers who don't give glowing reviews lately. I'm gonna go wash up. As always, thank you so much for watching, and there's a lot of crap coming up. A lot of crap. We'll see you soon. Mwah. If you've made it this far, then subscribe. And here's more videos you can watch over here, or over here, or over here. Click them. Click them all.